Oh, he is there. I didn't know if you were going to show up or not.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Some of us have work to do, and priorities and things going on.
I actually worked hard today, man. My hands are killing me.
Oh, wow. You sound like an old man. Deal with it. Rub some dirt in it, bud.
I did some crazy construction today, so.
All right. So what are we going to talk about first? First of all, guys, we're back. Hold on, we're back at it again. Brady doesn't know how to do an intro, so let me just do that for you quickly. Shout out to the fans. Thank you for watching our interviews. I think we're at over like 2,000 views on those combined with Lovato and Marino.
The prediction videos, good.
Yeah, so keep checking those out. And yeah, so do you want to talk about the past weekend's events first, or what do you want to do?
We'll start off with Luis Ortiz, who we didn't really talk about last weekend fighting.
The stoppage was kind of weird. It was like a left hook to the body or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was nice to see him get a win, though.
I think that him and Andy Ruiz make sense. I'd like that.
I think Andy Ruiz would get, or Ruiz would get, can't even pronounce his name, would get bodied. Yeah,
I think Luis Ortiz is a monster. He's like 47,000 years old now. He's still really good. He's still a top guy.
And let's be real. He wins every single round against Wilder except where he gets knocked out.
He's old. He gets tired. Give him a break.
That's true. But we also had some big fights this weekend on the boxing side.
Yeah, we had Devin Haney taking on Yuriorkis Gamboa. Devin Haney, the WBC champion. I mean, technically he is the WBC champion, but I don't want to get into it. We've gone down that road enough times. It was such an uneventful fight. Did you catch any of it?
Yeah, I watched some of it. It was just dominating, but I see Davis was hating, saying that he didn't finish the fight and all this stuff. So,
yeah, but I mean, the Gamboa didn't do much, and Haney did like just a little bit more to one. He dominated. He won almost every round, but it wasn't the performance that makes me think that he's in the conversations with the Teofimo Lopez's, the Vicente Lomachenko's, the Gervonta Davis. I don't see him in that conversation.
He's young. He's 21. He's the type of guy that will have a win right now. In his next fight, he'll demolish a guy. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things.
We got Ryan Garcia's taking on Luke Campbell, and if Ryan takes care of Luke in better fashion than Gamboa got dealt with by Haney, people are going to be like, wow, Ryan's the truth. But then down the road from now, years down the road, you're going to look at the resumes and be like, oh, Yuriorkis Gamboa, he was a former champion. That's a good name on your resume. You're right, but we have to remember when they fought these guys.
That's true. But I don't know. I don't mind. I'm not a big Devin Haney fan. I'm not a big Ryan Garcia fan. I'm just not a whole fan of that division. I'm more of a Lopez Loma fan, and that's just the way it goes.
I agree. Lopez is the cream of the crop in that division. We also had some good stuff on the UFC side. It was not a deep card, but there was a couple of things we want to talk about. Let's touch on that co-main event first. What do you think about that?
I passed out. I got to be honest.
So Tanner Bulldozer, if you haven't checked out our Tanner Bulldozer, is it Bozer?
Yeah, Bulldozer Bozer.
Yes, that's it. If you haven't checked out our interview with him, check that out. Brady had a good interview with him a couple months ago. Was coming in on a 2-fight win streak, taking on Andre Arlovski. I think also had a 2-fight win streak coming into this.
Did you notice there was a huge size difference?
Do you think so? I thought they were pretty similar size.
I don't know. I think Bozer's is way too big or way too small for that division.
Dude, did you see his physique?
It looks horrible.
That's the best shape he's ever been in his life. He was shredded.
Okay, I haven't honestly. Like I said, I didn't watch the fights. I just seen a stand by stand. I didn't really see how good he was. I just thought he should be a light heavyweight.
He definitely could. I think he could make light heavyweight, but he was pretty deezed up, and he was 236, I think. That means he probably could make light heavyweight. But Andre Arlovski's 41 years of age. 41 years of age. Getting this damn thing done again. It wasn't the most exciting fight, but he did enough to win. I think he won every round. Judges might have given a Dozer one round, but it was Arlovski definitely won the fight. It wasn't a great fight, but what are we gonna do with this guy? He won't go away.
Yeah, I know he's lost. There's been times where he's lost 4 in a row, 5 in a row, but he just comes back and now he's on another win streak.
29-19.
But you know what? He's one of those guys. He's fought everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For 4 generations, he's fought the best. 4 generations. You know. So his record's not really as bad as you think.
That's fair. I think a Stephen Struve fight makes sense. I like a Walt Harris fight for him. He wants to try to get back in the top 10.
I like the Walt Harris fight.
I think he wins that fight. As long as he gets past the first 2.5 minutes, he wins that fight.
Oh, for sure. That's a good fight. I like it. I don't like the Stephen Struve fight because he's already beat him.
What did you do with this guy? You give him on that Legends tour where he fights all these old guys like Stephen Struve, even though Stephen Struve's only 32 years old. He's been around since he was 15 or something.
He deserves more than a Legends tour, in my opinion. Like, he's still kind of there.
Yeah, I agree. The Walt Harris fight I think makes more sense.
I like that Walt Harris fight. Or maybe a Tai Tuivasa rematch.
That's a good fight. Yeah, because then he can either kill off another young guy or Ty gets a name on his resume. That's a good fight too.
Well, they did fight already, but I thought Arlovsky won it and was robbed, but that's my opinion.
Right. Yes. We both thought that Arlovsky won that fight. We both picked him to win that fight too.
Well, I'd like to see a rematch there.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay.
Be a good fight. Junior Dos Santos versus Arlovsky. It's never happened.
I don't think it has happened. No.
He's fought everyone but Junior.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one for me to pick. Both dudes are chinny as shit. I don't know. It's a hard one.
All right, let's get past Arlovsky. This is going to be called our Arlovsky video if we keep going.
Claudia Deja, I know she lost, but that's my girl. I got to give her a little shout out for that.
Yeah, that other girl, Jan, is a beast, man.
She is. I think she stops some serious. Claudia didn't win the fight, but she didn't get dominated. It wasn't complete domination.
Well, this girl doesn't. She's more of a point fighter, right?
Right.
So she's had 5 decisions in the UFC, all unanimous. So she knows how to win.
Yeah, fair play.
But in the main event, we had Glover Teixeira doing that old man thing against Thiago Santos. Kind of shut us both up, eh?
Man, this old man will not. Andre Arlovsky, 41, I believe. Glover Teixeira, 41. These old dudes are getting it done, man. What's going on?
I know, like he's taking out Santos, who looked like an Egyptian god. Comes in there. I thought he was going to finish him, and then he just kept hugging him and getting on him. But I did watch that fight actually the next day. I don't know how he took those shots.
The shots he took in the first round, I thought, okay, well, here we go. We're done. It's a wrap. Comes back, somehow takes him down when he can't even see straight. He's like stumbling all over the place. Second round, combination. Third round again, he took absolute missiles and survives. What the hell is this team made of?
Yeah, man, Glover is one of those guys who's this tough son of a bitch.
This is people are not gonna like this. I've been thinking about this a lot. Israel Adesanya is getting the next title shot at Jan Blachowicz, right?
Yes. Well, so, I don't think so.
Okay, let's say hypothetically he gets it, because I think it's going to happen. Let's say Jan takes on Izzy. My thoughts are, Jan said, I've already fought Thiago. We know how that goes. And I think Glover's a terrible matchup for him. So I think he saw Izzy as the easier fight of the 3 options because he knew the winner of this fight was going to be the number 1 contender.
I don't think Izzy's going to be next, honestly. I think there's a clear-cut contender at middleweight, and there's a clear-cut contender at light heavyweight now, and Dana White won't do it yet.
What do you think about what I just said there?
You just think Izzy's the easiest fight?
Of those 3 guys, I think Izzy matches the best with Jan Blachowicz because Teixeira is going to take his shots, take him down, beat the shit out of him, and we've already seen what Thiago does to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't count out Izzy anymore. So.
I'm not saying Izzy can't win this fight. That's not what I'm saying. But I think stylistically, Jan has the best chance of beating Izzy because Izzy will stand with him.
Yeah, that's for sure. For sure. I think Glover beats Jan if it happens.
Absolutely. I think he'd be the favorite too, the betting favorite.
And could you imagine at 41 years old if in 2021 that Glover Teixeira is the UFC light heavyweight champion?
Yeah.
What is going on?
John Jones will come take that back. Like, he's not going to let Glover Teixeira have that belt. Sorry.
You know what the problem with light heavyweight division is? It's going to go back to those like 2008, 2010 times where a guy wins a belt, loses a belt, win the belt, lose a belt. No one's going to be significant in that division anymore.
It makes it exciting, though. It's better for us fans because we don't know what's going on. We keep like, oh, John Jones is fighting. Okay, cool. Are we going to watch? Because he's going to dominate somebody. We don't need to watch it.
We're just going to get a bunch of new champions. It used to be like the light heavyweight. Like, it goes through these phases until we find a great fighter again. You know what I mean? That's what has to happen. I just want to throw out something, too, is I put in some things, our thoughts, and right now the light heavyweight division is way better in Bellator.
I disagree with you. It's an amazing division.
The light heavyweight division is better in Bellator? That's what I said, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and so Vadim Nemkov is definitely the number one at 205 right now.
I've been saying this since the beta. People are giving me so much shit online for that.
I know. Well, we'll have to make a little tag of this. And let's be honest. Phil Davis is there, who's probably top 5. He's beaten Glover Teixeira. He beat the shit out of him. Corey Anderson's there. Beat the shit out of Corey Anderson. Like
Yoda, a monster.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also got Ryan Bader, who's still probably top 5, would beat all the top. Like, UFC division is not stacked as much as it is in Bellator's.
Also have a man named Gegard Mousasi who's about to make that jump to light heavyweight because he's got nothing left in middleweight.
Yeah. Let's say, okay, Bellator might have the lesser competition, but they have the 4 better light heavyweights. Does that make sense?
I think if you did a tournament, you did 5 light heavyweights from Bellator, 5 from the UFC. John Jones excluded. John Jones doesn't count. He's at heavyweight now. The Bellator would win at least 3 of those fights. They would win that tournament.
Oh, for sure. If you get the top 5 to top 5, for sure. For sure. I mean, like, Corey Anderson's a beast. Like, that's the only guy that, like, I don't know. Like, Glover has lost to the top guys in Bellator already. So, yep. I don't know. I think Bellator, Vadkim, I think, would beat all the top 10 in UFC right now.
He lost to Yuri Prokosta on in Rizin, but that was about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, and look what he's doing now, though. Woo!
I think in a rematch, Vadim Nemkov takes out Yuri, but Yuri's a good fighter, though.
Nemkov is – I'm just impressed with that guy. People don't know how good this guy has, like how much potential he has.
We really need him versus Corey Anderson, and then Gegard Mousasi versus Phil Davis for the number 1 contendership match. Hopefully, Mousasi wins that, and then we get Mousasi versus Nemkov versus Anderson. Sign me up.
I think Nemkov beats them all.
Him and Mousasi is dicey because the experience comes into play, man.
Yeah, I guess. We'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to shout that out. We do have some fights this weekend. The best UFC card ever.
Okay, guys, I want you to put in the comments what is the worst card, because me and Brady have been talking about this for a couple of days now. I said Kell versus I is the worst card that I can remember off the top of my head. Brady says this card is worse. It's supposed to be Islam versus RDA. Islam dropped out yesterday due to injury, so we don't have a main event as of right now. It is Monday evening. That might change.
Yeah, so I just don't see anyone. There was no lightweights on the card either.
Dicey.
So we're going to get RDA versus some probably guy from Japan that's never fought in the UFC.
They were RDA was trying to get Michael Chandler to take the fight.
Also saying a whole bunch of bullshit. Like, he said that Michael Chandler didn't take the fight, but Chandler was never offered the fight.
Even if he was offered, it doesn't make sense.
And he wouldn't make the cut.
No, he wouldn't.
He just did a huge weight cut for no reason. Why would he go and make another weight cut and hurt his body even more?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not a good. It wouldn't make sense. It'd be very tough on his body. And just rankings wise, in our minds right now, whether Michael Chandler is a top 3 guy, we don't know. But the UFC is going to use him as a top 3 guy. His next fight is either going to be against Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, or maybe the Poirier versus Conor winner. He's getting a big fight.
Yeah, or Dan Hooker. Even that's not big enough.
Dan Hooker or Felder are good options as well.
I like the Felder fight. But we do have some, I don't even know what to say. We got Alex Morano, who you could bump him up to the main event because that guy is the coolest dude I've ever talked to. Like, super cool dude. I don't know if you even watched the interview yet, but he was an awesome guy.
I'm gonna have to check it out. My dad said it was really good, so I'm gonna give it a watch.
Your dad watched it?
Yeah, he liked it.
Shout out to Will Turner. It was a little, like, my speaker was a little off that day, so I shout out to you guys who watched it. My apologies. But he's coming back on the show if he wins.
Beautiful.
So, but shout out to Alex Morano. He's fighting Reese McGee, who's going to get stopped in the first round because McGee has no chin. This guy's lost, I think, 2 in a row, and they're both by knockout.
I mean, let's call it our alum, man. Let's go. Let's get it done.
There we go. And so we also have Eric Anders on the card, but Eric Anders did bail on me and sat me out for an hour, so a little upset with there. So he's going to take the L this weekend.
You're calling him out like that. That's aggressive, but I respect it.
You have to do what you got to do.
Okay.
That's the main event yet, so we're just going to go straight to the boxing this weekend.
Big time fight on boxing. We got on ESPN free TV. This is a pay-per-view quality fight. We got Terence Crawford taking on Special K Kell Brook. What's up?
It's only pay-per-view worthy because Kell Brook's fighting. No one cares about Crawford.
How dare you? Welterweight champion, baby. WBO, come see me.
Yeah, but guess what? He's not the unified title holder.
He's not expensive. Anyways, let me finish where I was going with this. So we got Kell taking on his first fight at welterweight since losing his belt to Errol Spence. I believe it was in 2017, I want to say.
Yeah.
So he has fought
welterweights, by the way.
Sorry?
But Kell Brook, I just want to say, is one of my favorite welterweights.
He's one of my favorite fighters of all time, to be honest. I love him.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this fight? Give me a breakdown.
I just don't know if he's going to make the weight.
It's a great point.
Like, I see him on training and stuff, and he's sweating, all that stuff. But we'll have to see how depleted he is, because there's no but about it that he's put on a lot of muscle ever since he was at this division. So we'll see how it does and how it affects him. But unfortunately, I got Crawford winning by 10th round TKO.
Okay, so there's a couple of things that I want to address as well. So Brook is coming down a weight, as we've been mentioning, for the first time in 3 years. But this man has no fat to trim. He's solid 50. The weight will be an issue. But that being said, if he makes the weight cleanly, his size and speed is going to give Bud some issues, especially early in the fight.
That is true. Crawford will have to use the speed and angles really to stay away from the power.
Look for the fight to be pretty even after 6. I'd say maybe 4 rounds to 2, 3 rounds to 3 for Bud. But then after that, we know Bud makes adjustments. Kell Brook kind of gasses out. We saw that in the Golovkin fight. We saw that in the Spence fight. He will get worn down. He's fighting with a pound for pound with one guy, and he will get stopped, like you said, around the 10th round. I say between 8 and 10 in there as well, he's going to get stopped.
Yeah, which really sucks, but it is what it is.
That being said, this is a much better fight than your boys taking on with Danny Garcia. This is a much better fight.
Hater right now.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, this is a tough fight for as long as Kell Brook's back to his actual, if he makes the weight and he's healthy.
Right. When this fight was first named, I was like, oh, shit.
So I'm glad he actually took a fight. That's a fight, not a can. And I mean, you're beating up Amir Khan who has no chin. Like, come on. Like, I'll give him a little respect this time.
You don't respect the Kavliauskas win?
No.
No?
I just don't respect Kell. I'm not a Crawford fan. You know this.
Okay, well, that's all we got to say about that. Last topic we wanted to talk about was last Friday, Canelo Alvarez was released from his DAZN and Golden Boy contracts, making him a free agent, and he's likely to do one fight deals, I would imagine, because he does have his own promotional company, so he'll sign one fight to fight here on this platform, then one fight to fight this platform. What do you think about this situation?
I didn't see too much about it. I just seen that it happened. I don't know what money was in it and if he signed with someone else. So you'd have to fill me in on it.
He hasn't signed with anyone yet, so that's what's making me think that either he's waiting out to see all the offers he gets, taking the highest bidder, letting him play a little bit of gambling on his ass, or he is just going to take the risk and pull the Floyd Mayweather card and just do one-fight deals on networks. Okay, I'm going to go on Showtime this fight. I'm going to go on PBC here.
Or maybe he just does his own promotion.
That's what I'm saying. He has his own promotion.
Okay, yeah. So maybe he doesn't tie himself to a contract. Maybe he just does his own thing.
Right. I think that makes the most sense. He'll make the most money, and he's
Yeah.
free to go. There's talk of him taking on Caleb Plant in December.
That'd be a decent fight.
He gets a real title if he wins that at 168. Because his belt is not a real title, and it's a good
fight.
Sorry.
I'd rather see him fight Charlo.
Yeah, but does he make 160 again? It's just like the Kell Brook situation. The weight cut would be tough on him.
That's something we need to figure out for sure. For sure. Because he still has that belt, right?
I don't know why he hasn't been stripped yet. He hasn't fought in like 2 years, I think, at 160.
Yeah, so it's a weird situation.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, I was reading something today that UFC Boxing might be signing Clarissa Shields to be fighting someone.
So I don't know the details of it, but I believe that Dana White is co-promoting Clarissa Shields' next fight.
Nice.
It should be on Fight Pass, I believe, and this will be the first event that Zuffa Boxing is associated with. If I'm right, I'm not 100% sure on this. I haven't looked into it too much, but that's what I've been hearing around Instagram and whatnot.
So you'll keep us up to date on Instagram for all your followers.
What I can do, but man, it's about time that Zuffa Boxing shows up.
Yeah, I know. COVID kind of drowned it, but you're going to see some big signings with Zuffa Boxing, I think.
You think, or do you think we just see a bunch of guys that are already signed in the UFC just do some boxing matches like Crawford or Conor McGregor?
No, I think actually it's going to be more legitimate, and he's not going to let people just jump around that way. I think it's going to be treated as a totally different sport.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm down for whatever. I'd like either or. I would like to see how Dustin Poirier does in a boxing match. I'm interested in that as well. But yeah, I either or, I'm good.
But why not have MMA fighters do boxing matches? More fights, right?
Again, I'm all for it because a lot of these guys, you don't want to see the ground aspect of the fight, anyways. I don't want to see Dustin Poirier go to the ground. I want to see him throw hands.
Sure. Dustin Poirier, Nate Diaz, a boxing match would be.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Absolutely. But I think that's it for today. Not too much happening, but we got a big boxing fight, and we don't know the main event yet of the UFC. It might be canceled.
So let us know in the comments what's the worst UFC card, and let us know who you got, Crawford or Brook.
All right, we're out.